Hello, welcome to Access. I'm Rob. Joining us is Hollie.
Hey guys.
And Hollie, you've been playing even more World of Final Fantasy. I'm starting to get a bit jealous about this. You always get to play this game. I really want to play it.
Yeah, I know, and I'm kind of jealous because I want you to, because I want somebody else to be able to sort of get all like giggly over it like I do.
Well, we're looking at a new... Well, this is new already. I've not seen this town area before, but we've got lots of new stuff in this video, haven't we? So guide us through this. What are we seeing right now?
Okay, so we're in this is like one of the main towns, but obviously we're in the land of the Lillekins, so this is not like the real world. So basically we're going to start out. Now, if you want to know lots and lots about the mechanics of World of Final Fantasy, go check our old video, because here we're just going to talk about new stuff straight away.
Yeah.
So we've
got a video on the channel already, haven't we? And we played it at EGX. So
yeah,
this is advanced World of Final Fantasy now.
That's the best way of thinking about it. So just showing off some of the map. So when I went to play this, I also had a quick chat with Chiba-san, who is the director, and I said, are we going to have like a world map? Are we just going to be exploring towns? And he said, think of the map like Final Fantasy X. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, so it's like you could walk from Besaid all the way to Zanarkand, couldn't you? So it was sort of like a load of interconnected big hub areas.
It is.
Which made a massive world altogether.
And this is it. This is kind of those connected worlds. It looks incredibly beautiful.
It looks amazing.
It really does. But Chiba-san did say, don't worry, there is a sort of world map, especially after the airships. Now, what's a Final Fantasy game without an airship, right?
I'm excited for the airship. This looks amazing. This reminds me a bit of the Aether tree from Final Fantasy IX.
That's exactly what I thought of. That's exactly what it reminded me of. And it looks just beautiful. And this is also the first time we're sort of getting, I guess I'd say, the banter between the brother and sister, because that's what you are here. You're a brother and sister duo. I've actually turned it into Lillekin just because it looks really daft. But you can decide whether or not you're big or small at any point.
Yeah.
And who leads as well. And that little Chickabow, if you have him with you, sometimes he can run off and find items and bring them back for you.
That's useful.
That's quite cute, isn't it?
What a handy little thing. That's much more useful than that behemoth you renamed Jackson and were riding around.
I would say that served some purpose. I don't know what it was.
So we're in the Nether Nebula now. What's this area?
This is actually a dungeon. So this is like classic Final Fantasy dungeoning.
And random battles.
And it's a chance for us to show some new creatures, because previously we've only shown like the demo that's kind of existed. Now, I've been told there's over 200 monsters to capture.
200?
Over 200.
That's a lot of monsters.
That's a lot. And you can only carry a certain amount with you at any one time. So if you go into a dungeon, you've kind of got to think about which sort of maybe 8 you want to bring with you, because if you're going into a dungeon like this, you're not going to want to carry a lot of earth types, because most of these are resistant to earth. So
you need to think about what elemental types of monster you're carrying with you into certain dungeons.
Yeah, exactly. And again, if you want to know more about the battle, I really check out our other video, because me and Rob go into loads of detail about how it all works. We're just sort of glossing over it here.
So you're going to try and capture this?
I am.
Prison Unity.
Yes. Now, as we progress into this dungeon, you will see why it's also important to capture like little monsters. Now, this particular one, you just have to get his health low to capture him. He's not too difficult, although he's being wily. But we shall see. You can also speed things up, which I just did there. So if you're like me and you get really impatient in battles, just hit the fast forward button.
Got him.
Yeah.
Captured.
Hours, which is very cute. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about in this particular video, because we did get a chance to chat to Chiba-san, was about the online.
Right, okay. I didn't know this even existed.
Yes, so if you're playing this on PlayStation Vita, it is cross-save between Vita and PlayStation 4. Now, PlayStation Vitas can battle face-to-face. So, for example, if I'm part of a Final Fantasy group and sometimes we do meetups and, we play games together, you could do that. You could all sit together and battle your monsters on Vita face-to-face.
Amazing.
You can also exchange them as well. And that's the same for PS4. So PlayStation 4 can do versus mode against PlayStation 4, and they can also exchange their monsters, which is kind of cool, which we quite like that. The online itself will be coming day one as a patch. So when you get your game on day one, download the patch, and that will enable all the online functionalities for you, which is great.
Awesome. So the cool thing about it is you can be playing on PS4, take your save onto the Vita,
And off you go.
and then go and play it on the train or the bus or wherever you are and battle other people. It's going to be awesome.
Which is when you think about the type of game this is, and it's really close to Pokemon, and that's where my experience of Pokemon has always has been handheld and like taking it with me.
Yeah.
And I think this will be quite similar for a lot of people, but the fact that it's cross-save just makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
But they said the PS4 share functionality is not restricted in any way, and that includes music. So if you want to be streaming this, you can. And if you want to be making videos, you can. Yes.
I bet you're going to be streaming it.
I will, Rob, yes. You know me very well.
They've nearly toppled you there.
I know.
But you still won, just.
I was really annoyed by that as well. It's like, how dare you try and topple my Chickabow? So
we've got Nathan, Dave and Rob monsters
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I see.
I captured you all. I thought that was really cute. You're not as impressed as I thought you would be. But here we are now.
I'm just wondering why I'm the weird little earth bug thing.
I thought you would like being the earth bug thing. Do you not want to be the earth bug?
No, that's fine.
He says. Fine. I can't see his face because we're recording this in separate parts of the country. That's probably for the best.
So let's continue through this dungeon here.
Yeah, so one thing this particular dungeon has, and I think we're about to see it, is there are actually some puzzles built in as well. Now, we see this little platform here. We have to turn it on using a weight. So, if you come into this dungeon and you haven't been catching any monsters, you're going to struggle. And you can see me doing it here. Now, luckily, you and Dave together are heavy enough and have enough earth resistance to be able to turn this switch on.
I think in real life, just one of us would have been sufficient, I think.
Well, we didn't need Nathan as well, which is the most important thing of all. We did it without Nathan.
So it kind of encourages you, I guess it stops you progressing until you've caught, a certain amount of monsters, basically saying, hey...
Yeah.
Go and catch some monsters, please.
Yeah.
Which is a good way to teach you how to do it, I guess.
Exactly, and because you have to have the full stack, so you can't just add a whole bunch of like common little ones. You have to have the small, medium, and large monsters to make that stack together. It just makes you think. 'Cause the first time I did this, I hadn't found one of the medium-sized creatures, and I got to this point and was like, okay, I actually need to go back and. I don't want to say grinding because that's the old kind of...
Do some grinding.
Yeah, it's do some grinding. Again, now for this one, we can't get over and get those chests. And we all know, if you play Final Fantasy games, that chests have cool things in them.
Yeah. Well, in all games, you can't ignore some loot, can you?
No.
Gotta get it.
Also, if you ever make one of these videos and you run past a chest, people just want to slay you. So I was like,
you didn't pick up the chest, oh my god!
Yeah, which happened in our last World Final Fantasy video, even though I explained why we didn't get the chest.
Earth Hammer.
So, right at the very beginning of the game, you saw me take on a quest, and it was to bring back one of these Earth Hammers. However, I'm going to use it instead later on in the battle because I can do what I want.
Okay, here we go.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm going
quests.
to do whatever it is I want. Also, if anyone is interested in picking this up on PlayStation Vita, Chiba-san has said that it's not actually going to use the rear touch panel specifically because they just want to make sure that if you are doing the cross-save, that experience feels very similar whether you're playing it on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Vita. So if you pick it up, it all just feels natural.
So the controls will feel exactly the same?
Yeah, that's cool. Exactly it.
Getting some wind in there.
Yeah,
I've not seen any of this magic before. It looks cool.
It does.
Oh, he was weak to wind. The Mandragora's nice.
I love the little Mandragoras. Or I think Kidagora, I think they were in 14, and somebody told me off of that as well. I went back and checked.
I can't wait for this. I just love this battle system. It's so classic.
I love that there is a classic.
Just a turn-based menus and
I think
just back to how it used to be.
I think as well. So they've got like a menu that looks a little bit more modern, and they completely know who this is for. You literally press a button and it switches back to classic turn-based menu system if that's what you want. I love that. That's so nice.
This looks This looks dangerous, this area here.
If you're a Final Fantasy fan, this next bit is really, it's complete fan service.
Uh,
I think we count as that.
We do. We know what we're looking at. Dave and Nath would just be sat there like, yeah, that's cool. You'd be like, but it's... I'm not going to say. People can wait.
What's going to happen through here?
I love your voice
The
of suspense.
anticipation.
Yeah, so this actually is a slice from the game. So our last demo that we've shown you was a purpose-built demo for shows. This is actually the game. So you are seeing the story here, which is nice.
Beware the thresholds.
Sorry, I do skip through menus at a horrible pace. You can pause if you want to read it.
Okay, here we go. I'm seeing what looks like a fire crystal and an ice crystal in here.
Yeah, you are. Lots.
What the honk?
There's
That's some
lots of
creative.
puns, Rob.
Is that a lightning crystal in the middle as well?
It is. Who do you think that could be?
It's Shiva, Ifrit, and Ramu.
It is.
It is.
And again, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, one of your favourite things in every game is seeing that game's take on the classics.
Yeah.
And this is...
Summons, Espers, Eidolons, Aeons, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah. And that's what we're seeing here.
Do you have to fight them?
Yes. Now,
Oh, man.
as this actually progresses, you will see that we get an option on who we fight.
Okay.
Now, when I originally played this, because I actually played it through twice before making the recording that you're watching now, I did battle Shiva.
Right.
And she was actually really tough because I certainly don't have any fire magic. I have Foxfire, which is kind of a weak fire spell, and that was it. And even with that, she was really, really tough. Her Diamond Dust was... Yeah, that nearly got me a few times.
Man.
For this playthrough, I choose a different one, and
Okay.
yeah,
Well, we saw you fighting like a female Ifrit in the previous demo build that we've got on the channel, didn't we? So
yes,
maybe you're fighting Ramu. That'd be nice.
maybe. I just have, again, if you're a Final Fantasy 14 fan, you just have Striking Tree flashbacks, and the whole thing's awful. Oh my god. But lots of wordplay, especially in World of Final Fantasy. Lots of puns, which, if you know Japanese, that's quite rare. So it's really gone through a really good localization, which makes a massive difference. Like lots of love.
I do like that.
Lots of love has gone into localization, which ever since Ni no Kuni, which shows how well it can be done, there's no excuses.
It really does look beautiful as well. I absolutely love the art style of it.
It is, and I really enjoyed that theatre rhythm-esque style that Final Fantasy took
Yeah.
on, and that's just slightly lifted from that, because that was like the hyper chibi model, and this has just come up slightly. And while I think a few people were put off by the art style, I think when you see how deep the battle system can get, I think you realise it. You know, it's not a kids' game. It's
No.
a proper game for for
It's
anyone.
very similar to the... It reminds me of the art styles of the original Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 1 to 5, especially when they're in Lillikin form.
Yeah, it's really
And you really
similar.
get that kind of, cutesy art look, but very deep, strategical, turn-based gameplay, which is great.
Yeah, like, so for example now, I did ask Chiba-san, why is there an option to unstack? And he was like, well, if a monster is going to cast death and you're stacked, he'll kill all three of you. If you unstack, he'll just kill one of you. So yeah, I do take on Ramu.
'Twould be foolhardy to challenge me. My judgment bolt strikes with such force it would shatter your very soul.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Sounds difficult.
Doesn't it
Sounds
just?
difficult, Holly.
Yeah.
How are you gonna beat Ramu in his judgment bolt?
Oh god, how, Rob? How? Spoilers, Rob's seen this before we record. Rob edited the video, so spoilers. Yes, so this is sort of...
So, do you remember the bit a while ago when you picked up the earth hammer from the...
Yeah, I do remember.
You're going to use it?
Yeah.
Is Ramu weak again? He is weak
Yeah.
again. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
I'm really sorry. I thought it would damage him. I didn't think it would kill him in one hit. But again, if you pick Shiva or you pick Ifrit, that's a fight. Like, that's a real... The Shiva
Yeah.
fight was tough. there you go. That's really anticlimactic.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
But, well, we got to see Ramuh, Ifrit, and Shiva, so that is still really cool.
I think
so.
so.
And there's another look at World of Final Fantasy. As we've mentioned, we've got more World of Final Fantasy on the channel. I think you'll agree it's looking pretty amazing. Let us know in the comments what you think, and please don't forget to subscribe, as we've got absolutely loads more coming up.